satisfying prequel to a movie I really liked as a kid. I can't believe 2010s nostalgia is a thing now, but you know what? I'll fucking take it over 80s and 90s nostalgia. It's not nearly as nauseating. So yeah, the Gru stuff was not bad. Unfortunately, there's like 5 other subplots and they're pretty bad. The Vicious Six had the potential to be super funny, what with their creative concepts and designs, but man, they just have nothing to do in this movie until the ending fight. It's such a waste of these characters and the celebrities who voice them. Also, the minions have to rescue Gru, so they learn Kung Fu for some reason, and this doesn't go anywhere and doesn't really add to the plot, and it's a waste of time. And also, there's this other minion who rides with this biker guy, and it's also a waste of time. Basically, everything Minion related in this Minions movie is bad, as per usual. But the Gru stuff was mildly decent, and the climax wasn't half bad either, so yeah, you know what? I didn't hate this movie. It's not good, but it's the fucking Mona Lisa when compared to the first Minions. The funniest thing about it is that you can just watch it without having seen the first Minions at all, which is hysterical and obviously what I would recommend. So if you want to watch it, definitely do what I did and check it out in...
I got bored of the joke. Candyland is not a real board game. Play other board games.
You won't regret it. Or maybe you will if you don't appreciate our Lord and Savior, Vector!
Who's this broad?
You had a twin brother all along? That's the big twist we were waiting for?
Despicable Me3. This movie is entirely disposable and forgettable and pointless, and I forgot everything that happened in it. So, I guess Gru has a twin brother, and the twin brother is just Gru, but annoying. It's nice that Steve Carell dared to ask, what if I took my Gru voice and tweaked it just enough so it becomes the most obnoxious thing in a movie that features the Minions? Oh by gosh, by golly, he pulled it off. The villain in this one is a child star from the 80s, and that's his entire character. He makes 80s references, and he likes referencing the show he was on as a child. At one point, he even says it's on like Donkey Kong, which is probably foreshadowing something. I don't know. Maybe I'll figure out what it is later. Hey, speaking of foreshadowing, did you know that Margot is wearing a Grinch shirt at one point in this movie? Because they were making the Grinch movie. And then in the first Despicable Me movie, she had a Lorax shirt on at one point. Because they were making the Lorax movie. That's pretty epic. Anyway, the villain has no presence throughout the entire middle chunk of this movie, and his supposed rivalry with Gru is so poorly established that it's impossible to care about him. He just doesn't do anything outside of the first scene of the movie and the climax. Instead, for most of the movie, we're just dicking around at Drew's house so the Goyles can go on wacky misadventures that are better suited for a Despicable Me TV show. And Gru and Drew can do bullshit shenanigans together until they need to steal a diamond from the 80s boy, and then Drew can show that he's ridiculously stupid and incompetent and a waste of a character. They set up this idea that Drew really wants his brother to teach him villainy, and it's like, okay, that could be interesting. Maybe Gru has an internal conflict about missing villainy in his old life, and he's torn between Drew nudging him back towards the dark side and Lucy keeping him towards the light. But no, that's too interesting. Gru can't long to be a bad guy again. We can't have the main character of a franchise entitled Despicable Me be interested in villainy anymore. So instead, Gru has no arc outside of reconciling with his brother, I guess, because they have a liar revealed fight, and then 3 minutes later they have to reconcile since 80s boy took the kids. So that's instantly resolved. This is such a good movie, guys. Wow, I have the time of my life watching these movies. Rather hilariously, the Minions add nothing to this film whatsoever. They have a subplot where they leave the no longer villainous Gru, which they probably should have done during the second movie based on the lore the Minions movie gives us, but also who gives a shit. So they go to prison and they realize they liked Gru, and they go back to him and they contribute nothing in the climax, and so they were pointless to the overall story, the end. I'm so glad we had like 6 scenes focusing on them. That's nice. Also, they froze Dr. Nefario in carbonite because they didn't know what to do with him in this movie. That's incredible. I guess it was kind of sweet to see Lucy try and bond with the Goyles. The opening scene was pretty cool, and the climax wasn't bad, and I like Trey Parker's performance as 80s boy, and that's about it. Overall, this wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was very much not good, and I feel like it added nothing substantial to Despicable Me as a whole. Like, we got Gru with hair, who is also very annoying. Thanks for that. Don't watch this one, it's not good, but at least it wasn't as bad as some of the other Illumination movies. Woo! Alright, time to take a mental health break and talk about something good instead for a little bit. Like Squarespace. Squarespace is a fantastic, intuitive, online website builder that allows you to create beautiful websites for your business or personal hobby. Present your work using Squarespace's professional portfolio designs. Display projects in customizable galleries and add password-protected pages to share private works with clients. You can even present your videos from YouTube, Vimeo, and Animoto on your Squarespace site. Add an image overlay to your video to improve your website's load speed by waiting to embed video players until playback starts. Every design automatically includes a unique mobile presence that matches the overall style of your website, so your content will look great on every device, every time. And if you don't want that, you can always disable the mobile view from Website Manager. Buying a domain from Squarespace is so simple because there are no hidden fees or price hikes. Each domain comes with an ad-free parking page and free WHOIS privacy on eligible domains. Squarespace sells over 200 top-level domains, so you can find the perfect name for your website. Choose a URL that ends in .com, .net, .org, or you can always get a more specific one like .art if you want to be fancy. If you're ready to share your passions or promote your business with the rest of the world, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/ShapeForLess to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
So you've discovered your pet is a secret agent. Don't want your pamphlet.
If there was any Illumination franchise that seems specifically designed to turn people's brains to mush, it would be The Secret Life of Pets. What an agonizingly banal premise for a film series, brought to life in the most flat, corporate-friendly, inartistic way possible. The rabbit poops at one point, and then the cat plays with his poop. I don't like these movies, but fortunately there were at least a few elements of quality in the first film. Weirdly enough, the score was excellent. Like, I'm watching unfunny pet shenanigans on screen and thinking, damn, I would unironically put this score on in the background while writing videos. I didn't actually, though. I ended up having too much self-respect to look up The Secret Life of Pets OST on YouTube in order to listen to it. But yeah, you know what? Good music. Then I found out Alexandre Desplat did the score, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. He's a great film composer. Why did he waste his talents on this movie? The other things I liked were some of the characters. I thought the Jenny Slate dog was kinda fun, and the Albert Brooks hawk was also kinda fun. And weirdly enough, the Kevin Hart rabbit was really enjoyable. I liked how murderous he was, and he was also occasionally a bit funny. Plus, I enjoyed the whole concept of this underground cult of abandoned pets in the sewers. I like this little montage at the end where all the owners come home to their pets, because it's nice to see pets care for and bond with their owners. It's not even like a compliment to the movie's storytelling. That's just the movie lazily activating the part of my brain that goes, haha, pets and owners loving each other, go burr. But congratulations, movie. I guess it was still nice, whatever. I like the scene where the two main characters get high on sausages and have a sausage party. It made me really hungry for sausages, even though it was like 2 a.m. and I didn't have any sausages. So I would have to like drive to a grocery store in order to purchase them. And by the time I got back, it would be like 3 a.m. And is that really a good time to eat sausages? Anyway, this movie fucking sucks. Everyone criticizes it for just being Toy Story again, where there's a secret world of beings who love getting affection from humans. And then there's a new kid on the block taking affection from this one owner, so the old favorite person is jealous, and then they get lost together, and then they bond, and then they like each other. So it's Toy Story, but with a far less interesting secret world and no emotional through line. The movie doesn't attempt anything emotional until the 1 hour mark in this 1 hour, 26-minute movie, where the new dog mentions that he had an owner that he misses. So they go to his house and then find out that he's dead. Oh no, that's sad, right? No, not actually. At least not according to this movie, because they don't even give the dog any time to process this. He just gets angry, and then the dog catchers get him, and we gotta have an action climax to save him. Any emotional impact is completely brushed over, because that would be stupid if we wanted to be emotional. This is a kid's movie, so we gotta be dumb and stupid and haha, funny joke with pets and stupid 24/7 with no breaks. There's also this worthless subplot where these other pets try and find the two missing dogs. You know, like in Toy Story 2, like in a good movie. But ultimately, they don't affect anything that happens in the main plot. Plus, they keep picking up characters that don't add anything. So Jenny Slate meets this hawk that's gonna help her find the dog. So the hawk finds a evil cat who says that the dog is in the sewers. So now Jenny Slate and the hawk can go find the dog, right? No, actually. First they have to enlist 5 other pets to help for absolutely no reason, and then they have to find this old dog to track the other dog down. Then what the fuck was the point of the hawk? Wasn't he supposed to track the dog down? Isn't that what hawks do? They track shit down? So now there's 8 characters going on this pointless non-adventure when you only needed 2. If the 6 extra characters were at least funny and memorable, like the toys in Toy Story 2, then fine. But they're not. They're just window dressing, meant to make you say, "Aw, what a cute dogs. What a cute tiny green bird that never speaks or does anything funny or anything at all. What a great movie." Also, the main 2 dogs are stupid and not really likable or interesting. And yeah, can I just be done talking about this one? It's not good. Let's just move on.
I am the Lorax and I speak for the trees.
Oh, the Lorax. I'm gonna be honest, even though this is the 5th worst movie on the list, I actually love it a lot more than all of the other Illumination movies. It definitely has a lot of that Shark Tale appeal, where it's just such a delightfully baffling shit show that I find myself with an ironic adoration for it. Another thing that makes it stand out from the pack is the fact that while most Illumination movies are simple, childish fluff with practically nothing to analyze in terms of why they're bad, the Lorax isn't like that at all. There are so many layers to its awfulness and so much that could be said about it. But I kind of feel like the internet has pretty much said it all already. Yes, it hysterically misses the point of the book being a cautionary tale by removing the idea that the Onceler could be anyone, and mainly pinning the blame for his actions on his manipulative family egging him on. Yes, it adds an incredibly obnoxious and cliche framing device of a kid being motivated to do something to impress a girl, while also adding a lame one-dimensional villain who's not funny or threatening, or a good representation of how a regular person can get led astray by capitalism and do irreparable damage to the environment. Yes, the fact that this movie has an unambiguously happy and optimistic ending robs children of the urgency the original story instilled in them to take care of the planet. Yes, the songs are not bad, all things considered, yet they pale in comparison to the incredible rock opera ballad Biggering, which was cut from the movie for being too anti-corporate. And it fucking slaps, and you should listen to it right now. Yes, the fact that the marketing for the movie insisted that products that were bad for the environment were Lorax approved, which is a sentiment that within the movie itself is portrayed as a bad and dishonest thing. And overall, it's a genuinely dystopian concept brought to life by our good friends at Illumination. Every bad thing anyone has ever said about this movie on the internet is absolutely true. And at this point, is there really anything I can add that hasn't already been said? Well, yeah. I just think it's funny. Not the actual movie itself, no. Nothing in this movie made me laugh unironically. Not even the great zinger of a line, "That's a woman?" Wow, wasn't that such a great joke? Remember when it was in every fucking trailer and commercial for this movie back in 2012? Oh, they were just so proud of that joke because it was just so good and not shitty. Let me tell you what a real joke is. The lyrics of Let It Grow. How is this real? Our son Wesley kind of glows, and that's not good, so we suppose we should let it grow. Oh, really? Oh, you're just now realizing that it's not good that your son has been swimming in radioactive waste and that he glows bright green. You didn't think that was a problem until you saw that all the trees were chopped down? It's almost like it makes absolutely no sense that all the townspeople immediately go from loving their fake plastic wasteland to realizing, oh wait, we should probably bring the trees back. Also, it's not good that Wesley is glowing? That's it? I'd be pretty terrified if my son was glowing? I'd be pretty terrified if my son was glowing bright green for a prolonged period of time, but you two summarize this whole situation as being not good? Who made this stupid ass piece of movie? Oh yeah, right, of course. I don't even know what else to say at this point. I guess the animation is nice and colorful, and it holds up pretty well for being 10 years old. And Danny DeVito as the Lorax is just perfect casting, which kinda got wasted since his writing wasn't funny. Ed Helms also does a pretty good job as this hipster version of the Onceler. Speaking of which, I should probably answer the big question that's on everyone's minds. Do I think the Onceler is sexy? I mean, yeah, look at him. Honestly, I get it. I totally understand the appeal. I think that's the bottom line with the Lorax. I'm glad it exists because what